Patuloy ang paghaharap natin sa mga hamon ng bayan. At dito sa agenda, kami ay titindig para lamang sa katotohanan at kapakanan o interes ng ating bayan.
Corruption was monopolized. It was monopolized by the Marcos crony capitalists.
At higit sa lahat, tinatayuan namin ang katotohanan na mula sa utos ng Diyos.
We are always against any violent ways of doing things in governance and in all other things. We always uphold the sacredness of life.
Sinusuri po natin ang programa at katapatan sa bayan ng mga opisyal.
You were elected by the people. You were the choice of the people in whatever position you have right now, and you're supposed to represent them and what is good for the country.
At gayon din ang pamamaraan at tapat, matapang na paglilingkod ng mga lider ng iba't ibang sektor ng lipunan.
Yan ang komisyon. Hindi naman po yan bago. Hindi rin po yan yung mga insidente na ngayon lamang sumusulpot.
Wala pong lugar dito ang fake news o disinformation na tunay na banta sa katotohanan ng ating karanasan bilang mga Pilipino.
We must all continue to stay strong, healthy, safe, and truly free.
Samahan niyo po kami sa patuloy naming pagsulong sa katotohanan ng pag-ibig at pangangalaga sa ating bayan at sa kinabukasan ng bawat Pilipino.
Welcome mga kababayan. This is Attorney Fred Quezon and this is The Agenda.
May kinontrata na siyang tao na papatay sa Pangulo, unang ginang at former Speaker ng House of Representatives.
Your witness, counsel.
Sa bawat krisis na kinakaharap ng isang bansa, hindi lamang ang mga pinuno ang naapektuhan, kundi ang bawat mamamayan. Sa gitna ng usapin ng impeachment, iba't ibang pananaw ang umuusbong. Iba't ibang tanong din ang naghahanap ng kasagutan. Hanggang saan nga ba ang saklaw ng prosesong ito? Ano ang epekto nito sa pamahalaan, sa ekonomiya, sa pambansang seguridad, at sa tiwala ng mga mamamayan sa ating mga institusyon? Habang nakatuon ang pansin ng bansa sa pangyayaring pampulitika, patuloy namang humaharap ang Pilipinas sa mahalagang hamon. Pagbangon ng ekonomiya, pagpapanatili ng kapayapaan at seguridad, pagtatanggol sa ating soberanya, at pagpapalakas ng tiwala ng mga mamumuhunan at ng pandaigdigang komunidad. Sa harap ng mga isyong ito, mahalagang maunawaan ang kabuuang larawan. Ang impeachment ay hindi lamang usaping legal o politikal. Ito rin ay isang usapin ng pamamahala, katatagan ng mga institusyon, pambansang seguridad, ugnayang panlabas at higit sa lahat ng kapakanan ng bawat Pilipino. Ano ang mga posibleng epekto nito sa kasalukuyan? Ano ang mga maaaring maging implikasyon nito sa kinabukasan ng ating bansa? At paano natin matitiyak na sa gitna ng magkakaibang pananaw, ang interes ng sambayanan ang mananatiling pangunahing prioridad? Samahan kami sa isang malalim, makabuluhan, at napapanahong talakayan. Ito ang The Agenda, kung saan ang mahalagang issue ay binibigyang linaw, ang iba't ibang pananaw ay binibigyang puwang, at ang katotohanan ang nagsisilbing gabay sa makabuluhang talakayan.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Much has been said about the impeachment proceedings after 3 days of trial in the Senate. But we will let the legal luminaries and other lawyers discuss about what's happening inside the Senate. As the impeachment proceedings continue to unfold, it is important to examine how they affect not only the political landscape but also public trust, the continuity of government programs, the stability of domestic institutions, and our country's ability to address both domestic and external challenges. Welcome to the Agenda at Tribute Hotel. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Attorney Fred Quezon, This program is brought to you by Impact Publishing Incorporated in cooperation with EFG Consulting. For today, we have experts not to talk about what's happening inside the Senate, but outside the Senate. To my right, we have a data scientist, a professor of mathematics from the University of the Philippines, Diliman. Please welcome to our show, Professor Doc Guido David. Mabuhay po kayo. And to my left, to discuss more on the national security and foreign policy perspectives and impact of the ongoing Senate proceedings, allow me to welcome our AFP spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad. Mabuhay po kayo, sir. Yes! Ang pinaka-critical na tanong is, with all of these ongoing proceedings, the lawyering, the techniques of bawat camps, both the prosecutors and the defense, let's not forget the impeachment proceeding as a whole can have an impact on how society thinks and how other people from outside the country would think. Kaya dito po, tatanong ko agad kay Doc Guido, based on your latest survey and public opinion data, ang mga Pilipino po ba, how do they view the ongoing impeachment proceedings?
Good morning, and thank you for having me. And yung public opinion, of course, we rely on data from surveys, and currently we are undertaking another survey. And I've been checking, there's no recent survey regarding this specific topic. But so far, based on recent surveys and previous surveys, of course, we know that top of mind pa rin sa Filipinos is inflation. So most of the Filipinos, yun yung pinaka-top of mind nila. The top items for, in their minds, top concerns, so to say, are inflation, prices of goods, poverty, and also jobs. But there's also corruption that's also within the top 5. And before, many years ago, corruption was not top of mind for Filipinos. So this is now one of the concerns of Filipinos. So we can't say that it's not top of mind for the Filipinos. So how about this impeachment? Of course, if we survey across different people, may mga nagsasabi na they should focus on the country's problems, which include maybe foreign policy, inflation, poverty. But there will also be those na magsasabi na, yes, dapat tugunan natin ito, yung corruption. Because based on survey data, older data, a lot of people, Filipinos, attribute yung ating progress, or you could say, hindi naman lack of progress, but you could say less than stellar progress due to corruption. Kumbaga, they identify corruption as a problem in the Philippines that need to be addressed for us to be, para umasenso tayo.
Doc Guido, based on your survey, you said that corruption is not the top, but it's in the top 5.
Yes.
Would you consider it as a cause for concern na hindi masyadong top of mind ng ordinaryong Pilipino ang corruption?
Well, it's top 3, so I don't see it as a cause of concern. In fact, I'm surprised na it's that high kasi syempre poverty is a concern, jobs is a concern, wages is a concern, inflation. Although fortunately ngayon medyo nagsa-stabilize na yung prices because yung oil prices, gas prices medyo nasa 70, so it was from maybe 60 to maybe 50s dati before the war in Iran. So I think it's fairly stabilized na. So I'm not concerned about that. Also, there was a survey, I should also cite this, by Okta Research, na 74% of Filipinos feel that the vice president should face the impeachment court to address the allegations. So I want to clarify this survey result. Hindi sinasabing they want her impeached. Ang sinasabi nila, they want the process. So for the supporters of the Dutertes, what that means is they want her to acquit herself by addressing yung mga charges against her. Whatever the charges, harapin niya, and address these points, yung whatever the points raised by the impeachment court.
Based on your recent data, Doc Guido, do you have anything that can reflect the current public confidence
Actually,
in our democratic institutions, given what's happening the past 8 months, na maraming hearings after hearings, exposure of corruption? Do you have any data that will show where we are in terms of public confidence?
I have one actually in front of me. So this was conducted April 20 to 24. The question was, do you believe that most senators will decide the impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte based primarily on evidence and the law rather than on political considerations? Ang nagsabing yes is only 19%. So that's the level of confidence that they have, that the Senate will base their decision on evidence. Ang nagsabing no is 32%, meaning they think it will be political or something else. And 49% are undecided, to be fair. So is that surprising?
Again, can you please expound on those numbers, Doc Guido? I don't want to interpret it my way,
Right.
pero based on these numbers, what can you say about how Filipinos think about the process?
Well, at least as far as the Senate is concerned, parang only 1 out of 5 Filipinos feel that the Senate can be evidence-based. Only 1 out of 5. 3 out of 10 feel that the Senate will decide on political considerations. So, mas marami yung nagsasabi na ang political magiging political yan. It will be a political show rather than evidence-based.
And given that if you say 3 out of 10, Doc Guido, na 3 out of 10 will be more of a political decision, mukhang we are getting towards a decision of acquittal or conviction.
If it's political, well, I'm a data scientist, so if we're counting the number of senators who will vote for acquittal, and based on the presiding senator, Cheese Escudero's statement, na they will need 16 votes to impeach the vice president. Based on that, my sense is it will be acquittal. But it's not a prediction. It's just my sense as of now. But it can change. This is not a prediction. It can change. I mean, a lot of things can happen.
Yes. But based on the data now, parang ganon, Doc Guido, no? But you said 49% were undecided, so parang pwede pang mag-iba yung perspective ng ordinaryong mamamayang Pilipino. Tama po ba yan?
Tama yan.
Okay. Admiral Roy, welcome again. Nice to see you here.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, attorney. Thank you for having me back again.
Yes. Knowing that the AFP monitors both internal and external threats, sa tingin mo ba, Admiral Roy, there will be an impact if in case the impeachment proceedings in the Senate will be unnecessarily long doon sa ating internal and external national security?
Alam mo, yung AFP has come a long way from the AFP na naabutan ninyo to where we are today. I would like to say that we are more professional, we have learned our lessons, and we are proud of saying that we are professionals even as reflected in the survey results. 83%, 89% support the AFP. They believe we're on the right track, our stand, etc. So these are figures that do not lie. Secondly, we have been through more divisive, politically divisive events in the recent past. Na yung AFP ay nanatiling professional at gumigit na. So I would like to say, number 3, whatever comes out of this, even if this is a long, drawn-out political process, the AFP will maintain its professionalism. We will not dip our fingers, and we have heard the Chief of Staff, General Browner, mention this many times. We respect the political process, and we are here just to observe and to support the PNP for any law enforcement operations that they may require. It will not impact into the AFP whatever the results or whether it is short-lived or a drawn-out impeachment process.
So in terms of internal stability, Admiral Roy, lumalabas ba sa monitoring ninyo na wala naman sigurong destabilization within the military or within our country na mangyayari kung sakasakaling mapapatagal o mahihirapan o magkakaroon lang ng hindi magandang pangyayari sa Senate?
Yes, walang mangyayari. We have been through different rallies, mass protest actions. We have been through different incidents, investigations, flood control, etc. The AFP respects this political process. At hindi ito ang, it's not our plate. So it's a different branch of government. We support them, we respect them. There is, the instability is in the political side. Yung bangayan, yung kwentuhan, yung awayan. The AFP has taken a step back and we have a bigger mandate to perform. We look at the overall security picture, which today is external in nature.
How about Admiral Roy, given that there's a lot of exposure of corrupt activities, we have the biggest, trial in terms of accountability on a sitting vice president who was voted by close to 32 million Filipinos. Will there be a possibility that we will not be able to address our external challenges and other countries might exploit the current situation in our country today?
Okay, the threat we are facing right now, which has been espoused many times by the Commander-in-Chief, by the Secretary of Defense, is what the Chinese Communist Party is doing to us in the maritime domain at pati na rin sa lupa. So it's not isolated sa 9-dash line na didebunk ng arbitral tribunal ruling that we are celebrating the 10th anniversary this week on July 12. It is not only the ICAD activity sa karagatan. We have apprehended alleged spies. We have unearthed espionage networks. We are looking at foreign malign influence. We have to understand part of the approach of the Chinese Communist Party, just like the local Communist Party of the Philippines, is to infiltrate government and to destroy it from within.
Nakakatakot yan, Admiral Roy. Can I go straight to the point?
Yes.
Is the Senate infiltrated already by, as you say, the Chinese Communist Party?
Okay, let me answer it this way. Ang mga Pilipino dapat ay mapagmasid. We have to be very careful in looking at the issues, in looking at the incidents happening right now. Because for all we know, baka ito ay hand-in-glove approach ng Chinese Communist Party para pagsabong-sabungin ang Pilipino at makalimutan natin ang mas malaking security picture, which is what they are doing to us. At yung machinations ng Chinese Communist Party is not only limited to the political dimension. Meron sa economic, socio-cultural, informational, diplomatic.
But if we connect it to that political dimension, given, sabi nga ni Doc Guido, that the impeachment will turn out most likely, at least in the eyes of the Filipino na political, meron na nga ba tayong mga Chinese influence on our political leaders today?
I don't want to look at to say on the entire political system. What we should look out for is Filipinos, whether a private citizen or in a position, corporate or government, who are espousing the narrative of the Chinese Communist Party. It is expected ng bawat Pilipino ay ipaglaban ang para sa Pilipinas at sa kapwa Pilipino. It must be a fight for the national interest. Anything beyond that will be suspect.
Without naming names, meron na ba tayong sitting senator na kumbaga advancing China narratives, especially with respect to the West Philippine Sea?
Hindi naman natin kailangan, we don't have to look far. Marami naman tayong mga publications, not only government officials, corporate people in the corporate world, but even private individuals. Makikita natin sa social media. We are the social media capital of the world. Facebook is the #1 platform. Marami mga pronouncements doon, machinations, trolls, or manipulated. At marami din naman doon yung taong bayan. Makikita natin sa mga discussions doon, alin ang para sa Pilipinas, alin ang nagpapahina ng ating panindigan, at alin ang sumusuporta sa panindigan ng Chinese Communist Party. Sa ibang bagay sa political realm, pwede tayong magdiskusyon at mag-away-away. But when it comes to our national interest, the future of the Filipino people, dapat nagkakaisa tayo doon.